We are focused on the wrong 1%. Trans people aren't taking away our health care. Muslims aren't defunding our schools. Immigrants aren't cutting taxes for themselves and their rich friends. It's the billionaires and their puppet politicians.
Don't look left. Don't look right. Look up. What we are experiencing with this Charlie Kirk situation is the age-old conquer and divide. No matter how you feel about the death, no matter what side of the aisle you're on, I think we can agree a few things. One, that was a horrific tragedy that nobody needed to see. We have way too much death on our social media timelines. Way too much. Nobody should have saw that video. That's one thing. Another thing is that the response to this Charlie Kirk death is an eye-opener. It's insane. It's nuts. And so that's where I'm at today, to where RIP to the man, prayers up to his children. The response is crazy. It's lunacy. It's hypocrisy. So I have to be very cautious about what I say because I live in MAGA land. I live in South Carolina. I live in an area that's being flooded by Northerners who are running away from blue cities. They're coming down here with this MAGA rhetoric. The Ohio, New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Connecticut, all these people are running. I want to pay less in taxes. And then they come down here and they realize like, ooh, the healthcare system kind of sucks. Ooh, the school system kind of, it ain't good. Or, ooh, why don't they have this or why don't they have that? There's no place for homeless people. They're starting to notice like, yeah, this is what happens when you don't want to pay your fair share in taxes. Welcome to the South. But what I'm seeing on the media side of it, I'm seeing the age-old conquer and divide.
The culture wars are a smokescreen. So many of the divisions in this state and in this country are manufactured by billionaires who want us fighting each other instead of fighting them.
For years, historically, rich people have been manipulating poor and middle-class people into fighting against each other. They've been manipulating people to vote against their own interests. So what you're seeing is people focusing on these culture wars instead of the class war. Because who is the ones that are taking away healthcare? Who's the one that is not taking care of student loan? Who has made it difficult for home ownership? Who gutting the education system? Wealthy people, the Elon Musks of the world, the Rupert Murdochs of the world, they're fanning the flames because they know it's easier to exploit and to manipulate people when they're divided.
They want us looking left and right at our neighbors instead of looking up at them. The biggest divide in our politics is not left versus right, it's top versus bottom.
So that's what we're seeing. We're focusing on each other when we have more in common than we disagree. And every time you hear somebody talking, they're concerned about the future for the babies. They're concerned about housing. They're concerned about groceries, cars, healthcare. If you listen to people, they're saying the same thing, but some way, somehow, the left and the right argument continues to divide people who are being manipulated by the wealthy. And so that's what I've been seeing. That's what I've been looking at. And I'm just like, how do people not see how we're being used and manipulated?
People at the top, the Elon Musks, the Rupert Murdochs of the world, they work so hard to keep us angry and divided because our unity is a threat to their wealth and power.
Like I said, no matter how you feel about this thing, we shouldn't have seen it. That's not how we handle our issues in this country. But wealthy people are using these algorithms. We talk about the 2020 election. We talk about the 2016 election, how these multimedia companies, the Facebooks, the Metas, the Twitters of the world, how the algorithm is shaping these political outcomes, how these algorithms are pushing people into these fringe groups like the gropers or grope, whatever it's called, how these 4chan and these Reddit communities are turning young people into extremists, but they're always missing the point. These marginalized groups are just fighting for resources, but yet we continuously see everyday people fighting while the rich billionaires fan their flames from their millionaire, billionaire houses on their yachts. The rich people are the ones that like undocumented labor. The wealthy people are the ones are taking away high-paying jobs by bringing in people from other countries and paying them less. We got this whole diaspora war. Who do you think is pushing that? Who do you think is pushing that rhetoric? Conquer and divide. That's what we got going on right now.
Their social media algorithms and their cable news networks, they tear us apart. They divide us by race, by gender, by culture, by religion. They divide us on a regular basis. It's the oldest strategy in the world. Divide and conquer.
And so no matter how you feel about the death of Charlie Kirk, look at the response. War! People calling for war! But nobody cares about the babies. Nobody's focusing on the babies that are doing mass shooter drills. Think about that. We had like fire drills. We had like tornado drills. These kids are doing mass shooting drills. And now you got everyday people doxing people, because they are using their freedom of speech to speak out against Charlie Kirk. You got people, it's crazy out there, yo. What I see is the puppet masters just they're enjoying it. Look at what happened in 2020. Go look at the wealth transfer that happened in 2020. Major corporations was able to conduct business. Small businesses were regulated. If you really look at what's going on, it's not left, it's not right, it's up. And so I just tell y'all, don't fall for it. We're being used and we're being manipulated. Don't let them trick you out your spot. This is a class war. Wealthy people for years, for centuries have been manipulating government in order to benefit themselves. The biggest welfare queens, the people who don't pay their fair share in taxes, are the wealthy. Now they're turning on education. Now education is the problem. It turns people into radical lefties. So when I graduated in 2011, everybody looked at me crazy when I said, I'm gonna figure it out. I don't want to go in that much debt. I want education. I don't want debt. People looked at me like, what? And now the media is turning on education. The right-wing media specifically is turning on education because an uneducated populace is easier to exploit. It's easier to manipulate. And so what we're watching age-old conquer and divide. Don't look left, don't look right, look up. And so that's my final thoughts on this whole thing. This is a tragedy. America, it doesn't have to be this way, but it benefits the dominant society in order to keep us picking at each other, in order to keep us arguing at each other, focusing on culture wars when we agree more than we disagree.
They want us to be afraid of immigrant moms and gay kids so that we don't realize that they are abolishing the Department of Education, gutting our health care, and cutting taxes for their donors. They want to keep us from seeing all that we have in common. They want to keep us from realizing that there is far more that unites us than divides us.
Most people want simple living. They just want a place where they just want to be able to feed their family, clothe their family, get a little vacation every once in a while, not go to the doctors and have a bill that $1 million, thousands of dollars for something simple. People just want a basic life, but you have these billionaires that will do anything to maximize profit. They'll do anything, buying up hospitals. In what world does a hospital become a business model where you try to cut costs so you can maximize profit? And that's what greed is. We're literally watching greed, not to turn it into anything biblical or anything like that, but we're literally watching greed destroy this amazing earth that we have. The universe, nature's being destroyed by greed, by overconsumption. We're luxury poor. Back in the days, a 50-inch TV used to be $3,000. A washer and dryer used to be, you had to go to the laundromat. I grew up going to the laundromat. Now we could afford all the iPhones, all the technology, but we can't afford housing. We can't afford basic transportation, healthcare. So now we're luxury poor. The newest iPhone 17, it's the same as the last one, $1,000. Why? $1,100. Why? Greed, man. It's ruining the gaming industry. It's ruining basketball. It's ruining everything. Capitalism. And we don't even have capitalism. We got socialism for the rich. We're building a technocracy to where these technocrats are starting to run our everyday lives, pushing these algorithms to us to make us get at each other's throats. When the truth is, it's not left, it's not right, it's up. Don't be fooled by the media, man. They are pushing for civil unrest. That's how they win. They want us to be at each other's throat. They want you to go out there and riot and loot and so they can give you problem, reaction, solution. They create the problem, they look for the reaction so they can give you a solution. They want more laws to take away our rights. The Patriot, look at all these little things that happen over here. 9/11 turned into the Patriot Act. And now me and you got to go through the airport like we did something.
Because once we do, we will come together across race, across gender, across culture, across religion to take power back for ourselves and our communities. That's what they are afraid of.
Fear. That's the only weapon they have is fear. So don't be fearful. Understand, move past the emotions and see the play and see the trick. We are being conquered and divided. So this is my last time. I'm gonna try not to speak on things like this because this ain't hip hop, but it's even happening in hip hop. What's going on? Why hip hop ain't selling the same? Because we are in a revolution right now. People are barely getting by. People just got enough to get by. People working 2-3 jobs, doing YouTube, doing Amazon, doing this, doing that. Still can't afford to get a vacation. Maybe get able to go to a little concert every once in a while. But people are times have changed. So if you're doing music right now, I'm gonna just leave you with this because this is in hip hop as well. Not Like Us was important because it spoke to a message. It spoke to what people are going through. And so these rich, wealthy people, they can't force feed the fast food no more. People want meaningful music. People want a message. People want to feel something right now. The club is over. The generations are starting to drink less. We want more. And so don't be fooled by these rich mob trying to convince you that it's your neighbor. Your neighbor just trying to get by just like you. I just want to say, as I was editing this, racism still exists. I don't want you to think that I'm explaining away racism and hate. That is very much real, but it's not as big as the internet will make it seem. If you look at the numbers are definitely more so in our favor, right? If you go look at Occupy Wall Street, the Black Lives Matter movement, right? If you look at what's going on with ICE and everything, there are more people that agree with each other than not. The internet will make you think that everybody everywhere is racist and hateful. That's not the case. Those are in very small pockets of the country, and you could kind of know where they are, right? You could kind of look at the map and see where that's at. So I just wanted to come in here and just say that real quickly as I was editing. Racism still exists, definitely. But the media, make sure they fan the flames a little bit more to get people talking. Because, yeah, it is very much real. We know the history of this country. We know the history of the world. So I just wanted to come in here and just be like, yo, I don't want y'all to think that I'm just blaming everything on rich people. Nah, son. Racism real. Hatred is very much real, but it's not as big as you think. We have the numbers on our side. And so don't look left, don't look right, look up. I felt compelled to say something because they manipulating us, as they always have. Like, comment, subscribe, ring that notification bell so you can be notified whenever I release a video. Donate to this Cash App if you want to help. Over here, the best way to help is to join to be a member. Link is in the description. Conversation continues with you. And remember, I'm not here to be right. I'm just here to be me. Peace.